All right, this is exciting news for Coreshop users. We've added the ability to offer a loyalty program. So there's a few things to show you, and I'll first start with the actual setup of the loyalty program. So you will find the loyalty program right under the orders menu. If you go to orders, you can see loyalty programs. You can also access the menu by just hitting Shift. Hit that twice in succession. You do it quickly, and then you can just search for loyalty. All right, and there's two programs, loyalty program maintenance and the user loyalty points. So let's start out with talking about the loyalty program. Now, the beauty is you can actually offer different loyalty programs for different types of users. So you may have members and you may have different levels of membership. You can actually offer more incentive to your members or more incentive to customers that perhaps are other dealers. And you can have as many loyalty programs as you see fit. So in this case, I've already set up one loyalty program, and I'll go ahead and just edit that. If I was going to set up a new one, I can just hit add. So in this case, I need to give it a code. I just called it loyalty, and I can just call it loyalty point program in the description. If I want a detailed description, it's not required. And this is where I can choose what user type this loyalty program applies to. So in this case, I'm just going to say any type of user and the minimum points needed to redeem. So I can actually set up how many points you have to earn before you actually can use the loyalty points. So one of the nice things is that you can set up that minimum, and you can also set up a maximum amount. All right, and then the sort order, again, that's just the list of loyalty programs that would show up in the list in a certain sort order. It's, again, not really something you would use for the loyalty program. Of course, we have our internal use only and inactive checkboxes. And then most importantly, I can set up two things. I can set up the award levels. This determines how many points a customer earns. And then I can also set up the point value. So both of those can have multiple levels. And what's meant by that is, in this example, I'm saying that any order, no matter what the amount is, as long as it's below $500, the customer will earn 10 points for every $100 spent. And then the second level I'm specifying is anything between $500 and $999. I'm giving the customer 15 points for every $100 spent. And finally, I have a minimum order amount of 1,000. So that means that anything 1,000 or above, essentially giving 2 times the points, and that's going to be 20 points for every $100 spent. All right, so in this case, I have 3 levels. Again, you can have as many levels as you want. You just hit the plus sign and add a new level. So if you wanted to give, let's say one more level, anyone who spends $5,000 or more should get 25 points for every $100 spent, then that's what you can do. It's just hit the plus sign and specify that level. So it's really flexible. And again, the customer has incentive to build up their order in this example, because they're getting more points the more they spend with you, which is great incentive. Now, again, make sure you do the math so you're not giving too much of a discount, because obviously those dollars can add up. So you've got to make sure you set it up, test it, make sure it's working exactly how you want it to work. So again, in this example, if someone orders, let's say, a $20 item, it would take that 10 points, for every $100 spent, $20 would be a 1/5. So it would be 1/5 of the 10 points, which would be 2 points. So for a $20 purchase, they would get 2 points. So we do work the math and calculate that. Now, in terms of redemption, in order to redeem with points, you do have to set up the payment type, and I'll show you how to do that. And then you have to specify what the redemption rules are, meaning how much is a point worth. So in this case, I can actually say that I only have one level, anything above a $0 order. My dollar value for each point, let's say, is a penny, if I wanted to do it that way, or I can say maybe it's 10 cents, right? So you can do the math however you want to do it. Of course, you want to make it easy enough for your customers to fully understand how your point program works. All right, let's go ahead and save these changes. Now again, make sure that you also set up the payment types and payment methods. So let's go to settings, order settings, and all you want to do is first go into your payment methods, and you'll see I have a loyalty points set up here. We'll have further instructions in a knowledge base article, but part of what we want to do is to make sure that you have this fragment of code which will show the customer how many points they have available and how many points they can use for this particular order. So the easiest thing to do, of course, is just put a help desk ticket in if you want us to set up your loyalty point program, and we can very quickly do that for you. Or if you feel brave, again, you would set up the two payments, meaning you'd set up a payment type and you would set up a payment method. So again, actually, you set up your payment method, payment type first, payment method type, and then you set up the payment method. So for the payment method type, you just want to set one up called loyalty points. It's very easy. There's not much to put in here. You just put the code in loyalty points. You don't have to put the underscore. We will put that for you. So just put a space, loyalty space points, and you'll see it automatically puts the underscore. And the description is whatever you want the description to be. All right, and the second step will be just to go to payment methods. And again, you can just hit add. It will let you put in the payment code. The payment code in this case can be anything. The payment method type, that's the one that has to be loyalty points. You can't vary that. But you'll notice over here, I get to choose the payment method type. So that's the most important part. So I can say loyalty points. And then again, we can provide that code that's in the required in the payment method. We can put that into a knowledge base article. We can also attach it to the description of this video. But you'll see if anyone wants to do a quick screenshot, I'll just go to the one that's already set up. And you'll see here, that's the little code snippet that will show your customer how many points they have available and how many points they can use. Okay, and you'll notice I also specify that no address is required for this payment type. So that's how easy it is to set up your loyalty point program. And I will now show you how the loyalty points work. All right, so you'll notice that I've logged into our demo store. I am a demo user. I've got 0 loyalty points at this time, so let's go ahead and shop. So I'll go ahead and I'll buy a pair of binoculars. And I'll just add this to the cart. And I'll go to checkout. And again, I'll just go ahead and choose this to be a delivery, put in a new address, and choose a standard shipping method. Go ahead and hit next. I won't do any donation. My payment type will be just a Visa. All right, so I'll go ahead and at this time I'll hit next, sign that, and agree to the conditions. Okay, now here's what's really cool. Look at what we're showing you. This purchase will add 22 loyalty points to your account, add $283 in product to jump to the next level of points. So we actually are showing the customer a message and giving them an opportunity to add something to their cart. Again, the best thing to do, the easiest sale you can make is actually trying to upsell your customer and convincing them that maybe they should add another product to their cart. So we show that message because, again, we set up 3 levels of loyalty points. So in this case, I'll just go ahead and place my order. And as soon as that order is placed, you will see that I've got my loyalty points showing. So the neat thing is, the customer can actually immediately see what their balance is of their loyalty points. They can also go into their order screen, and it will show them how many points they've accumulated and what the value of the points is. So if you remember, I set up the value to where basically it's 10 cents, for every dollar that was spent, but they got 21 points. So again, it's $2.1 of value, which actually is pretty high. So you probably want to be careful again when you're setting up these loyalty point programs. It's easy to give points out. You want to make sure you're not giving too many points out and therefore giving too big of a discount, cutting into your margins too much. So that's just the math you'll have to work through. But actually, this math isn't bad. I was thinking it's 10, but it's 1% basically of the total, a little less than 1% of what the total was spent. So now let's go ahead and show you how the point redemption works. It's very easy. I'll go ahead and let me just choose something else. So I'll go ahead and let's go to knife accessories. I'll choose a cheap little accessory. Here's a perfect one. I'll add that pocket stone to my cart and I'll go to checkout now. When I go to checkout, again, I'll just choose a delivery. All right, so when I go to the payments, I should be able to select my loyalty points, but guess what? It's not showing loyalty points as a payment type. Now, why is that? If I go back and look at my setup, if I go back, you'll notice that my minimum points needed to redeem is 500. So that's why the loyalty points is not showing up as a payment type, because I don't have 500 points. I've only got 21. So in this case, I'm going to change it and say the minimum is 10, and I'll save. And now I can go back to my order screen. And let me refresh. And once I refresh, it should update so I can actually check out. Of course, I'm going to have to go through the delivery process again because I refreshed. That's very quick. And you'll now see that I can choose loyalty points. And the minute I choose it, it shows me how many points I have, and I can spend up to $2 in this case, can be used for this particular order. So I'll go ahead and add another payment type. Again, at this point, I can just select my credit card again. Okay, and at this point, I can just go ahead and complete this order. I'll just hit next. Oh, shipping method. Forgot to choose a shipping method. All right, so you'll see here I'm using my $2 worth of loyalty points, and I'll go ahead and hit next. Place my order. Oh, got to agree to the terms. And now I've got my loyalty points balance that's remaining. You'll see here I've now have 2 points worth based on this purchase and the fraction that was left in my points. So behind the scenes, we're actually calculating to the fractional as far as how many points they have left. Of course, we're not showing that to the actual user. You know, people are used to seeing just whole numbers, so that's what we show them. So this is really exciting. It's another way to get customers to keep coming back to your website. Thank you for watching this video, and we hope you start using this, and hopefully it brings back customers over and over again. It's a great way for customers to actually to retain your customers and keep them coming back to your website and not searching around and jumping around between different websites. Thanks for watching this video.